Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Hit that like and subscribe, and feel free to share these videos. It really does help the channel. Ripple's XRP to shine brighter as Hong Kong issues inaugural crypto license. Hong Kong introduces its first ever licenses with a new crypto regulatory framework. So in a transformative move for crypto realm in China, it has taken a pioneering step, introducing its first licenses with an updated cryptocurrency framework. The decision, as reported by Forbes, could potentially open new vistas for the XRP market. Along with other cryptocurrencies, the move sets the stage for a wider range of crypto enthusiasts and traders. Another thing too, Brad video, I can't seem to relocate it. I thought I'd shared it. I know I did personally, but for some reason I thought I did it publicly as well, where he's discussing how they got into the realm of cross-border, but now they're moving into tokenization of real estate, insurance, and the major player of them all, derivatives. So again, it ended up being around, I believe, 9 different industries that they had now begun moving into. And to me, that's pretty amazing, because if you think back to the Peanut Butter Manifesto, basically Brad will not move until they've already completed the first and perfected it and made it amazing beyond expectations, because that was the whole thing when he was with Yahoo. And the Peanut Butter Manifesto, as Yahoo had spread itself so thin, they were doing poorly in a lot of different areas, where Brad's laser-like focus had brought it down to one area at a time before they moved on to the next. So again, that's pretty massive. And if you break it down, I know a lot of people hate to hear that, but again, the time is here, and we've shown it from the beginning of this channel. The price of XRP, as David Schwartz says, cannot be cheap. And a lot of people too forget the burn rate, and they forget that this has to last 50 to 100 years like any other currency. So you can't just zero it out. There still has to have a liquidity pool on top of, for cushions, for whatever reasoning they need it. You can't just zero out 100%. You still have to leave some for additional unexpected surprises and even planned things that you have moving forward in any business, much less governments. So the price, again, always made sense to me from the very, very beginning. I think he had said it in 2018 as an example, possibly sooner and earlier than that. But David Schwartz had mentioned the examples of $10,000 XRP and a $1 million XRP. But to me, the funny thing is people could always comprehend back then, a $10,000 Bitcoin, $20,000 Bitcoin. We saw $60,000 Bitcoin. Now the end game was always a $1 million Bitcoin when XRP was 10,000. That was the discussion, years ago. And now there's a $100 million Bitcoin expectation. And again, you can easily see how even XRP could be a $1 million token moving forward into all of those different industries, as Brad Garlinghouse stated. But moving on, I think it's very exciting, because now we're here at that timeline and so much is going on. We'd always heard from the original Shane Ellis that the price would have to be instantly and overnight. And that was at the time where I was trying to figure out how are they going to do it instantly, or were they going to do the stair step, so to speak, go up, sideways, up and sideways, up and sideways in increments. The discussion we'd always had was around $10 and go sideways, and then $25 and sideways, and then $50 and $75, $100, $250, $1,000, $2,500, $10,000, etc. So I'm very curious now that we're here in this end time, and Ripple has become to publicly show everything that we stated back, years ago. Now they're actually catching up, and the news is releasing what research had already shown. So it's exciting to see this, and I'm anxious to sit here and see where they're going to take this and how soon they're going to take it. But we know the time is now, and so much is going on. Even in this month in August, you have BRICS from the 22nd, 3rd, and 24th, and a lot of other exciting dates. But we'll leave it at that for now. So Getting into the next article, victory is ours, lawyers. Community celebrate best day in crypto. Pro XRP lawyer John Deaton celebrates the best day in crypto following recent ruling in the SEC versus Ripple case. Judge Torres declares XRP is not a security, bringing clarity to its legal status. Coinbase and other exchanges quickly relist XRP following the ruling. And there was another article I was reading earlier after I had already prepped the show. I can't remember if it's the 13th or the 16th. Maybe you know. Feel free to leave it in the comments below about Judge Torres having a possible closure this month. I can't remember. I hate to throw out random dates, but it was somewhere around, I thought, 13th or the 16th. Could be as far as 26th. I'm not sure. I briefly saw it and I was, half awake or half asleep, however you want to say it, this morning when I was breezing through the news right when I woke up. So still a little sleepy-eyed and trying to catch up and see what I had missed while I was sleeping. But it does seem that it's scheduled to have a final closure, not just the clarity of XRP as we've already received as of July 13th, 2023, this year, a month ago, but it's stated to be about, in the next week or so, that the actual case for Ripple will find its closure too. And I have always believed that that moment comes, that we would really, really start moving, and I hope so, because it was very disappointing to see the delay still with Ripple or with XRP, not having any kind of movement with the major news of having actual clarity to where anyone could actually use that. And we know, as Brad Garlinghouse said, 95% of the customers are outside of the US. It was very disappointing to see it not move, but I know in its due time the manipulation will have to end, and we'll see this thing go very, very high very quickly, and that will be very, very fun, my friends, especially for those of you who have held through all of this craziness and held tight and held strong. So Ripple on the rise enters the $1.2 quadrillion derivative space alongside the Wall Street Titans. And again, that's massive. 1.2 quadrillion is nothing to snipe at. So in a game-changing development, Ripple has become a member of the prestigious International Swaps and Derivatives Association, the ISDA, marking its entry into the enormous 1.2 quadrillion USD derivatives market. And Ripple's ISDA membership aligns it with significant financial industry players such as JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and BNY Mellon, paving the way for potentially transformative growth and influence. And again, JP Morgan is one of the annual quadrillion markets within itself, so that's pretty massive. And we know that they were one of the first banks to go live last month on the FedNow. Also, some major news for XDC, and a great article by Atul Kikade from XDC, or from Zenfin, I should say, starting TradeFinex live pilot transactions. And we're looking to connect regulated trade finance originators with members and institutions from the community who want to participate in tradefinex.org pilot transactions in a couple of weeks. And there's a lot of good information here. And let's just go ahead and read it. These 6 different highlights are: number 1, the community members and institutions will need to onboard themselves as an accredited investor or institution with a regulated custodian and securities broker dealer to be shared later. Number 2, the participants should have a minimum 5,000 FXD to stake in TradeFinex pools with regulated originators. Number 3, the participants will need to whitelist themselves with the Fathom.fi to be able to mint 5,000 FXD sufficiently over collateralized with XDC. Number 4, institutional participants will need minimum ticket size of 50,000 FXD sufficiently over collateralized with XDC. Number 5, FXD will always maintain a 1-to-1 stable swap ratio with USDT/USDC. And number 6, interested participants can go to apply to whitelist option on their portal.tradefinex.org, and that's where you can stake those with your XDC and the the FXD. Next up, also great news, is bridging the 5 trillion USD trade finance gap. The FXD stablecoin debuts on BitTrue. So in an effort to address the growing $5 trillion USD trade finance gap and prevent disruption to global supply chains, the stablecoin FXD has emerged as a promising solution with its soft peg to the USD and over-collateralization using the native coin XDC on the XDC Network, formerly Zenfin. So Layer 1 blockchain network XD aims to revolutionize trade finance and facilitate essential transactions. CoinMarketCap, the renowned cryptocurrency tracking platform, has recently listed FXD following its integration with the BitTrue exchange. So the trade finance gap, which exceeds 5 trillion USD, primarily affects small and medium-sized enterprises, the MSMEs, and hindering their ability to access short-term lending necessary for shipping daily essentials. This shortfall can impact everything from the price of a cup of coffee to the availability of vital components in the automotive industry, and the widening of this gap each year poses a catastrophic risk and threatens the stability of supply chains that ensure the timely delivery of daily consumables to households worldwide. And I think this is amazing. Congrats to everyone at the XDC Network, formerly known as Zenfin. I know they're very excited and they've worked really hard to offer this solution, and this is a major move forward for those of you too in the retail aspect of this who hold XDC. And we're also very excited to follow this as well, knowing XDC only has a total supply around 37 billion. So that's not a major supply amount on its totality. So I think that has a lot of room, even in just this, with the 5 trillion USD trade finance gap. I think that's pretty significant. You can play around with that and get a rough idea of where they're headed as far as what the price of XDC has a chance to achieve. So guys, remember, it's not financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. But as always, before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought. I was scrolling through looking for, motivational thoughts, as we often do, but this one caught me off guard and kind of hit me in a different place. Looking at the picture, if you're driving, it's basically a little weed growing on the concrete between the cracks of some pavers. It's all perfectly cleared and perfectly clean and nothing around it. Not designed and not intended to grow anything. It's actually intended to do the exact opposite, to be clear from anything growing through the cracks. But basically, looking at this, it became very inspiring. Just thinking, sometimes we grow where we're not looking to grow. Sometimes, as long as we don't quit, we see our growth right where we're not supposed to, right where the whole world says nothing is going to grow here, nothing is going to succeed, and you keep pushing and you never quit trying. You don't give up, and just like this little weed, you will grow right where you are. Guys, I'm wishing you much love and much success. I know we're getting really close to the end of this. Don't quit now. We're almost to the finish line. Push through, like that runner's high. Those cramps will go away. Just don't stop moving forward. Hold tight, and let's see our dreams together. Again, guys, much love, and we will catch you in the next one.